Hey everyone, it's Kristen with Gunderson CFO and Bookkeeping. Today I wanted to come and give you a little bit of information about sales and use tax. I'm doing this because within the last month, I've had three clients or potential clients come to me asking me about sales and use tax, if they should be charging it. Um, well, here's the deal. I don't know if you should be charging it or not. What I recommend you do, because every business is different, unless I already have your industry in-house, I do not know if you should be charging sales tax or not. If I already have your industry in-house, then I already called the sales and use tax, the Texas comptroller, and got in the information for you. But if I do not have a client who is in your industry already, what I recommend is that either one, you can call the Texas comptroller and they're very helpful. You just tell them what type of business you have, how you invoice them, and they'll ask you some questions and then they'll give you the publication of what they should. And sometimes it's different if you have residential people that you work with or commercial people, especially like construction. It's different for commercial versus residential and new build versus if it's a remodel. Um, like if you're selling stuff like merchandise, obviously, yes, that is one. If it's services, normally it's no, but the best bet is to call the Texas comptroller's office. You can look up the Texas, their website, and there's phone numbers there. Call the one that says sales tax. And if you're not in the state of Texas, call whatever state you are in and call and get their information on if you should be charging it or not. And the other thing is if you don't want to take the time to do that and to find out the information, you can hire me to do that, but I'm going to be charging you to do that because my time is not free. The only thing I have available is my time. And so I'll be charging you for that. And then I can help you once I know what's supposed to be taxable, what's not supposed to be taxable. I can go ahead and get your QuickBooks set up properly for you for that. When you click do an invoice and pick what item they're doing, it's correctly set up. I will say one thing is there seems to be a lot of people who are starting businesses and do not know what they're doing. Like if you've been in business for a while and you haven't been charging sales tax, this is something you should have called when you started the business, not 2 years later. There is something I did find this out today. It's called VDP. It's a voluntary disclosure program. So if you've been running your business for a while and charging sales tax and not paying it in, or maybe you haven't even been paying, charging it, the first thing the guy recommended for you to do is to go onto the Texas Comptroller's website and fill out the, hey, here's my business, my EIN number, and to get a sales and use tax set up. Then you're going to have to start paying quarterly. You're going to have to file quarterly. Even if you have zero sales tax or zero taxes that are due, you still have to file a sales and use tax report. Or if you file it late or not file it at all, it's going to be a $50 penalty when you do file it. So it's really, really important, even if you haven't had any sales yet, to go ahead and file that Texas sales and use tax or whatever state you're in report, and then it will calculate how much you owe. So if you think that you owe sales tax and you haven't been doing this for a while, the number one thing he said was one, to get your business started, and it's February 13th, so go and apply as of May 1st. And then to go onto their website and search for voluntary disclosure program. And that is if you have never received a notice of, hey, we think that you owe sales tax. You're not under audit or examination. And it will give you the chance to go ahead and set your sales and use tax up, go file for that program, and then an agent will reach out to you and you can tell them the situation. Normally the penalties and interest will be waived because you are voluntary reaching out to them to get this situated, and then they'll go through and figure out who you should have been collecting on, who you owe, and then they'll come up with a payment program for you. So that is like the number one thing that I found out today when I called for some potential clients who have been in business for a while and who never thought that they should be charging sales tax or never thought to question it. Another thing, a third thing, is a lot of times people will sign up for a sales and use tax because they want the sales tax exemption. Someone has to pay sales tax. Normally it's the end user, the end person who is selling it to the client. That's the person who has to pay sales tax. So people want it because they're like, I shouldn't have to pay sales tax if I'm charging it to them, which is correct. However, once you sign up for that sales tax exemption form, you may just think I'm just filing a sales tax exemption form, like signing up for that. You will have to file quarterly sales and use tax. If you get a letter in the mail that says, hey, your sales tax is due by, if you sign up quarterly, you started say May 1st, it'll be due, the quarter ends June 30th, it would be due the 20th after that, so July 20th. You have to file that sales tax by July 20th, even if you had 0 sales or you had 0 taxable sales. So you had a whole bunch of sales and taxable is 0, you still have to file the sales tax form. And your sales tax, your quarterly, or sometimes you get monthly once your sales tax raises enough. And if you don't, they'll reduce it to yearly sales tax. But the total sales with all of those forms added up for the sales and use tax should match what your total sales are that's going on your tax return. That's one way they can double check and audit you. So that's the third thing. All right, that is enough on sales tax today. I hope this was helpful. Just to recap, one, you need to, whenever you start a business, call the Texas Comptroller to find out if you should be charging sales tax and for what and on what. 2, if you have started your business and you haven't been filing, you've never filed for a Texas sales tax, you've been in business for a while but should have been, make sure you sign up and then research the voluntary disclosure program to figure out, to get you caught up and current and in good standing with the state of Texas or whatever state you're in. And then the third thing is even if you file a sales tax exemption form or have 0 in sales or even 0 in taxable sales, you still need to file your sales tax report, even if it's 0. Otherwise, you will get a $50 late filing penalty. All right, thank you.